Hello, everyone. My name is Reverend Kevin Smalls. I'm the senior pastor of Hope United Methodist Church in Southfield, Michigan. I am so excited to be able to join with you in this amazing and awesome and incredible series. Now, before I begin, I do want to address a question that I received about what is the nerdiest thing I've ever done. And clearly, nothing about me says nerd. Actually, everything about me says nerd, okay? And probably because I am the biggest of nerds of all time. So, the nerdiest thing I ever did, you will love this. When I was 15 years old, I saved up my money and I bought all the volumes of the Judicial Council decisions of the United Methodist Church as a teenager. And I read them all. Is that not the coolest, nerdiest thing anybody could ever do? I ought to get the prize for that. But anyway, moving right along. So, my conversation with you today is about a very difficult, tough conversation and subject, and that is that of racism. And while I am having this conversation with you now, our country is embroiled in conflict over the issue of race and police brutality and systemic oppression and injustice. It's pretty hot right now. And personally, I've been in a conversation with an individual who happens to be a United Methodist white person, and we've been talking about race, and it has been extraordinarily difficult to have this conversation with him because he wants to blame all the problems of African Americans on African Americans. And I'm trying to convey to him that there are long histories of racism and injustice that complicates and that impacts the lives of African American people. The only people on the continent who has been enslaved beginning in 1419 up until 1863. The only people that have been dehumanized in such a horrible, cruel, evil way. So what is clear is racism is the culmination of prejudice and bias, and it also bleeds into policies and systems and behavior that isolates, disenfranchises, and keeps people left out. This is what racism means. And so, to be honest with you, you don't have to be a member of the Ku Klux Klan. You don't have to be an Aryan. You don't have to be someone who lives in the South. You don't have to even hate black people. And you can have tons of black friends and still be racist if you are unaware of the behavioral practice, the feelings within that lead you to live a life that discriminates and isolates and puts people down based on their skin color. Now, the conversation I'm having with this gentleman, I'm doing so because racism is dismantled one conversation at a time. Racism is dismantled with one policy change at a time. Racism is dismantled with one protest at a time. And sadly, in some cases, racism is dismantled with one death at a time. So it's up to us whether we will be people of bridge building or whether we will be people who disconnect and who support disconnection and who support separation. And wherever we encounter people being mistreated and people being isolated, be they the immigration community, African Americans, Muslims, women even, we have to be bold and we have to stand out and think for ourselves and know that with us, every sentence, every statement, every act of love is one way, one step toward dismantling systems that bring so much harm to so many people. I hope to run into you soon. God bless you as you have conversation around this. And I'm about to run from this dog, which has a very serious, deep bark. Bye.
To hear more about these topics, please check out The Fake Pan and So You Want to Talk About on Instagram.